And welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. I'm Dhamma Bum, and I'll be your guide for today's guided meditation. And today is February 16th. It's a Monday. Just a reminder, February's theme is right view, and our theme today will be mind your head. We'd encourage people to check out the description boxes for this and other episodes that has a lot of information about meditation, about Buddhism, things that might be of use. We'd like to remind folks that the closed caption version with a transcript will be coming out soon. And thank you, Glenn. 5x5x5. Rockin'. Speaking of which, thanks to Glenn and the other people who have been supporting us on, especially on Monday, Ediko and Sam, Brian and Mike and Mitsuko. We're happy to have you here, and thank you for all you've done for us. Anyway, the transcript will be out. It'll be tomorrow morning or afternoon by the time it gets there. The reason we do guided meditation is in the hope that participants will develop enough skill in meditation that they'll want to do this on their own bat. It gets better if you practice it daily. And another reminder, the first part of our meditation is samatha, or serenity. We get into the groove. That's what we're doing right now. And then about halfway through, we'll move to panya, or wisdom. Some people say vipassana, but it's always in that direction. First, we calm down, then we wise up. It's never vice versa. Wisdom never arises from a mind in turmoil. So if you enjoy today, if it's useful to you, please subscribe, like, comment, share with others, or consider giving us a super thanks. And with that, on my mark. Please find yourself in a quiet spot, spine straight, shoulders back. Lower your chin towards your chest. Let your hands rest in your lap, on your thighs, or on your knees. Close your eyes and your mouth and imagine a ball of white light, an inch or two, 3 to 5 centimeters beneath your nostrils. Inhale through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Inhale through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Just smooth, natural breaths for you. Don't worry about how deep or shallow, how fast or slow your breaths are. Just natural breaths for you as you breathe in through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. When outside thoughts intrude, gently brush them aside, thinking, no, that's not my business. I'm focused on my breath as I breathe in through my nose. Watch it go down past my heart to my stomach and back out the same way. Now on Mondays, we always look at the coming week, and we start with the Dhammapada, verses 1 and 2. Mind is the forerunner of all things. think and act with a corrupt heart, and sorrow will follow as surely as the cart follows the ox that pulls it. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Think and act with a pure heart, and happiness will follow as surely as one's never departing shadow. So we are taught that our mind creates our moods, our delusions, our obsessions, and we meditate in order to calm our mind and tame our heart. Last week we looked at developing boring habits. Today is a reminder to mind your head. It's our belief that we are as happy as we want to be. Our attitude is entirely up to us, and we are not the boss. As we go through today and this week, we look at our thoughts, we examine them, we see them for what they are, and we let them go. If we let go a little, we get a little serenity. If we let go a lot, we get a lot of serenity. And if we let go completely, that is, if we accept life on life's terms, then we get complete serenity. Before we continue, we need to take a look at the human condition. Our human existence consists of 5 khandhas, which are clinging aggregates, and they are the body, feelings, memories and perceptions, our thoughts, and our consciousness. And we are taught that they are like a lump of molten lead, too hot to touch. We cannot touch it on the top or on the sides. We cannot touch it on the bottom. There's no place we can touch the khandhas without burning ourselves very badly. So we look at them, we see them for what they are, and we leave them alone. They are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. So we see them, we acknowledge that they are there, and we don't get attached. Please join me for a thought experiment. And in your mind's eye, lift up and look down on your head, on your skull. And on the right, you will see your monkey mind. And the monkey mind is changing moods. It's going from pink to blue to white to red to black. It's shifting. Doesn't stay in one place for very long at all. And on the left is a battalion of self-licking ice cream cones. You can see them all marching in unison. And these are our thoughts. And our thoughts are very busy trying to give themselves something to do, to make themselves important. And mostly what our thoughts do is suck up to our monkey mind and its ever-changing moods. And they don't mean to harm us, but they do. They lead us astray. As we go through today's meditation, it's well to remember that as meditators, we have 3 duties. First, we must be mindful. And in this group, we focus on the ball of light and we listen to the Dhamma talk, not to become attached to the words, but to let them wash over us and sink into our consciousness. Our second duty is collectedness, or some people say concentration. That is, when outside thoughts intrude, as they will. So when, not if. When they intrude, we gently brush them aside, thinking, no, that's not my business. I'm focused on my breath as it goes in through my nose, down past my heart to my stomach, and back out the same way. And our last duty is contentment. We have a responsibility to be content now, not next Thursday or the day after tomorrow or anything in the next room. Right now, we are either content now or we are not content. So if we are distracted, restless, irritable right now, then we are distracted, restless, irritable people. Let it go. Developing those boring habits is vastly preferable to the excitement that usually goes with our lives. So in a word, if we meet our duties of mindfulness, collectedness, and contentment, in a word, we experience quietude. And if we can be quiet just for a few seconds today, during today's meditation, then after the meditation and as we go through our day and our week, we can be quiet for a number of minutes. And we just stitch together these quanta of quiet. And as if by magic, we look up and we go, holy cow, it's 11:30. I haven't had a fearful, angry, resentful thought for 2.5 hours. How did that happen? Well, how indeed. This is the purpose of our meditation. As we go through this week, we've got 4 tips for how we can approach life. We're going to meet situations that are suboptimal, let's say. And here's some ideas for us. First, let's be impeccable in our speech. Let's say what we mean what we say, but don't say it mean. Does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Does it need to be said by me now? Those are pretty good questions. Let's screen our interactions. Second, let's not assume. When I assume, I make an ass of you and me, and I do this with alarming regularity. I guess what you are thinking. And I'm just a lousy guesser. Third, Q-tip, quit taking it personally. What I don't know what the universe has on its plate today, but I'm pretty sure it's got bigger fish to fry than messing up Dhamma Bums Week. Pretty sure of that. And last, let's do our best. You know, all of this stuff is aimed at controlling ourselves, not controlling other people. Now, as we move into Panya, or wisdom, some people say vipassana, we've got 6 principles that we have looked at over and over. The first one is this: we don't believe what we see. We see what we believe. And therefore, we need to pay attention to our thoughts. Let's believe good things. Let's give other people the benefit of the doubt. Let's look for the positive in our life. Let's look at the things for which we are grateful instead of trying to identify our grievances. Let's do that. When we look for good things, that's what we find. When we look for bad things, they're everywhere. Second, let's remember that our thoughts lead to our words and deeds. The Dhammapada 252. It's easy to see the faults of others, but hard to see one's own. 253. If one focuses on others' faults and constantly takes offense, one's own toxins flourish, and one is far from their destruction. Boy, ain't that the truth. Other people are none of our business. Don't we have enough to do on our side of the street? Let's control ourselves. Let other people figure out what they're doing. Third, let's do things in order. Let's take first things first. And for meditation, which is samadhi, ethical conduct precedes the ability to meditate. That is, if we are behaving correctly, not perfect, but if we are practicing right speech, right action, right livelihood, we are being transparent. We're not living a double life. If we are doing that, then and only then we can sit in meditation. Likewise, in meditation, we have a duty to be content first, then wisdom will arise. It doesn't go the other direction. We cannot think our way into right actions, but if we act right, our thinking falls into line. And we need to keep that in mind. Some people say, fake it till you make it. Okay. Maybe that's a good idea. Here's something from Ajahn Brahm. The practice of virtue means getting a hold of the mind which is being defiled by habitual patterns of unskillful reactions, the reactions of a crazy person, the reactions of a person who just cannot see. The mind is covered up with grease and dust, so it cannot see its own welfare. The practice of virtue is the first shining and cleaning up of the mind, wiping away the accumulated dust of many lifetimes. So Ajahn Brahm, his full name is Brahmavamso, but out in Western Australia where he has pitched his tent, he goes by Ajahn Brahm, he knows something about this stuff. Here's something else about, this is our fourth principle, which is discipline. The Buddha, God, great universal spirit, whatever it is that you take advice from, didn't say go ahead and do whatever you want all the time. He didn't say that. Here's what Ajahn Brahm says about this. The Buddha not only encouraged faith using the metaphoric carrot, the encouragement, incitement, and reassurance that this is a path which produces fruit. He also used the stick. The stick is just reflecting and wisely seeing the consequences of going the wrong way into the realm of craving and desire, of disappointment and frustration. That is enough of a stick because it gives a sense of wholesome fear, ottappa, the fear of the consequences of not continuing to make an effort, not continuing to walk this path, not continuing to progress as far as your ability allows. Our fifth principle is don't argue. We don't get entangled in what we long for or the things that we dislike. This is, again, expectations. And we practice diligently. As we go through this week, whether we're in meditation or walking around interacting with people, we want to project loving feelings, metta with 2 T's. Practice generosity of the spirit. That's not giving alms to the poor, but giving other people the benefit of the doubt. Practice kindness and helpfulness. Sati, which is mindfulness. Sampajana, which is self-awareness. And selfless service to all. That is, we don't pay attention to what the outcome is. We do the best job we can and let God take care of the outcome. And God can be good, orderly direction, or grace over drama, or great universal spirit, whatever you see it as. We row, and Uncle Gus steers us to the safe harbor we belong in. We don't practice transactional love. Transactional is me saying, meet my emotional needs and solve all my problems, and maybe I won't abandon you. That's not love. It's transactional. Instead, we seek reciprocal love. That is mutual regard for the divine spark in the other. And if we do that, we're doing okay. And if we don't, we're not doing okay. Compassion, not codependency. Now, this week, as we go through our days, if we find ourselves restless, irritable, or discontent, take a breath, step into the next room. Imagine a ball of light an inch or 2 below your nostrils. Breathe in through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Namaste. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Please shoot us a note, give us a comment, share with others. Consider giving us a super thanks. That is back on. And we will see you Friday, February 20th, and that will be at 3:45 p.m. Japan time. Glenn, thank you very much for being here always. And other folks, I cannot see who participates unless you send me a note. And so I'm not trying to leave people out, but I don't want to. Anyway, whatever. We're really glad you're here, whoever's here. And if you're here, you know how to get here. If you're listening to this afterwards, if you go to today, February 16th, Daily Dhamma, there's a little 3-part instruction for how to get on here. Thank you to the guy that did this. You know who you are. And we'll see you again next Friday. Thank you very much. Namaste.